Afternoon, how are you all doing? Sorry I'm late. Is anybody trading futures at the moment with Tradeovate? Tradeovate seems to be down. I can't get any charts up. Anybody? Oh, hello. Oh, what the hell is all this crap? Oh my God. It's all reset. I haven't got time to do this. That's what Tradeovate looks like. That's not my setup. Oh my God. What have they done? Where's all my layout gone? I won't be trading futures this afternoon. That's broke. How is everybody? Afternoon. This is going to be a short one today. I've got the dentist at 3:30. I've got to go and pick the kids up from school at 3 o'clock. So I'm going to trade the open. We'll have a quick look at what's happened this morning, but it's only going to be a quick one today. What the hell is that? All broke. Never mind. We're not having much luck with charting at the moment, am I? Nothing's working. Everything's broke. Can't trade that. It's just an absolute mess. The wrong contracts as well. Yeah. Do it tomorrow. Shouldn't dentist appointments be at 2:30? Good one, Steve. 2:30. Get it? 2:30. That's terrible. Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar is pushing again. I got stopped out of the aggressive position I had on. I've put another pending back in place, but this is still pushing the Australian dollar. So Aussie still on the warpath. So we'll see. It hasn't made new highs on anything but Aussie New Zealand. So it is only because of this New Zealand dollar weakness that this one is actually pushing further. If you look at the New Zealand dollar, that's not had a particularly wonderful session. It's not been bad, but obviously it's been pushing. So Aussie New Zealand's still pushing. Looking for, I'm just going to drag that up, that entry, that aggressive one, to get in on that when we do get a drop down. So no news today. That's it. We've got CAD. We've got the PMIs this afternoon at 3 o'clock for the Canadian dollar. May or may not move it. It's a bit hit and miss, the CAD PMIs, but they are coming out, so we might get some movement off the CAD and the US dollar. This morning we had some Bitcoin. Coinbase suing Bitcoin. Yesterday, obviously. So we had some news coming out this morning about Goldman Sachs, the Fed most likely to add 25 basis point rate hike in July, taking the terminal forecast to 2.5 to 5, which is what we thought. So there is more confirmation from Goldman Sachs that they believe that we're going to get another increase, which is going to be bullish US. Other than that, news-wise, there was nothing much else this morning. So it was literally just Fed stuff. So potentially more bullish price action coming for the dollar. Excuse me. So the dollar has been having a little bit of a rally this morning. Nothing significant. We've hit an ADR. So there's a few ADRs that have hit, which we'll have a look at in a second. Just going to watch the market open. That's a big opening range. 30 seconds to go. Fairly big opening range. So the DAX this morning, obviously, as we know, was a very, very quick, easy money. It was a straight opening range break, straight to the upside. Nice, easy. I think it's $1,400, something like that. $1,400. So we'll see what we get out of these. Coming down before the open, So there's your pre-market breaks. Wow, that's a big one. This might be tricky to get into. This, if this closes low, this might be tricky. Did get the sells on. Triggered as limit orders, but we did get them on. So short on the DAX, NASDAQ rather. Sell short on the Dow, short on the S&P. All shorts. That's a big range though. That's going to be hard to hit a 1.5 hour on that on the 5-minute open, but we'll see. Having a good go at it, isn't it? That's going to stop out on the Dow. Dow stopped out. Flip long. And now flip short again. So double-ended stop out on the Dow. We just had some news come in. World Bank, further alternative scenario of widespread global financial stress would drive global economy into recession on a GDP per capita basis. So Dow Jones double-ended stop out there. That was a nasty little whipsaw there. NASDAQ heading for target. S&P on its way as well. So we'll see if we can get these two over the line. If we get these over the line, that pays for the Dow. Afternoon, the Bobette. What's that? Afternoon, Virginia. Afternoon, everybody. I'm not going to say hello to everybody individually again, but hello, everybody. The new subs page layout on YouTube is terrible. I haven't seen it. Endless scrolling to find your live streams now. I haven't actually looked. I don't really watch live streams. I'm always live streaming. No, if it was then, it would gum up the works. Oh, we're all comedians today, aren't we? Maybe that's the root cause of my problems with trading. Keep them coming. ORB V1 looking good. ORB V1 is good. You can still do this on ORB V1. Come on, let's just get this hit, shall we? DAX and S&P. If you two can just do that, that'd be lovely. That Dow's a nightmare. Look at that. I got a TP on that. Did I get a TP on that? I'll have a look at that in a second. Okay, so NASDAQ about to hit target. Oh, you git. Come on. Did this the other day, didn't it? Hitting a propulsion gap, look, on both of these. Buy orders triggering, look. That's nasty. Hit. Just see if I got a Dow. What happened with those Dows? I've missed it. Yeah, all losses. That's fine. It's not fine because we got slippage, look. Again, real world, like real life trading. Yeah. Should be a $500 loss. Took an $800 and a $750. That's 50% more loss than should have taken on that due to slippage. Not good. Come on, NASDAQ, that mucking about. Yeah, look at that slippage. That's where I stopped out. So those longs there, that's where I got the stop out. Stop out should have been there. Actually got stopped out there. 50% more loss than expected. Okay, TP1 hit on the DAX, NASDAQ. S&P still struggling. Both of these break even though. So worst case scenario, it's a break even trade. We've got one back on the NASDAQ. See if we can get that runner. So again, it's a big old runner today. So the runner's pretty much down to ADR, look. It's going to need a big move on that today. That's annoying. Anybody trading on TraderBait at all? Anybody trading futures? Be interested to know if everybody else's is screwed up. I'll have to have a look in the Discord channels. I bet there's a load of people moaning. Completely reset my layout back to default. Absolute pain in the ass. Anyway, never mind. That was a little bugger today. It is a little bugger. So there's your 5-minute opening ranges. So your 5-minute ORB is there. S&P, your Dow is there. It's absolutely huge on the Dow today. So there's your 5-minute OR there and there. Absolutely massive opening cash balance. The 15-minute pre-market was nice. The 5-minute pre-market just stopped out. Nothing you can do. Still looks like it's going short. So Dow downside target. You can see obviously we started a rollover yesterday on this. Target is that monthly high ADR. There's absolutely nothing here to stop this on the way down. This propulsion gap isn't really an accumulation break. It's part of an upward movement. It's not an accumulation break where I would say there's definitely bias sitting there. This is just where they started buying the crap out of it. So potential target, I would say ADR today to the downside, if it's going there, obviously. After this rally that we had on Friday, this could just be a flag looking to break back to the upside. So we'll see where we go. S&P and the NASDAQ, obviously, it's very much the same story. There's your break, roughly ADR to the downside. Upside, you'd be looking at yesterday's high. NASDAQ, same thing. Actually, no, NASDAQ is not the same thing. Sorry. NASDAQ, we obviously pushed up and pulled straight back down again. We didn't get that rally on the NAS. So downside targets on this, we're at yesterday's low, which is what the NASDAQ's running into at the moment. Failing that, you got the previous day's low there, which is not particularly strong as a level. So I would say this accumulation here, which is 100 ADR, again, ADR moves to the downside and obviously yesterday's high. So see where we go. At the moment, the market doesn't really seem to have an awful lot of interest in either direction. S&P hit target, so that's TP hit on the S&P as well. Not going to help today with that slippage. That really didn't help. That's basically the equivalent of losing another trade in slippage. Only downside to the ORB strategy is you are trading in high volatility. You're never always going to get those prices you want. Got profit locked in on both of those entries at the moment. I'm just trying to see if there's a way I can trigger shorts. It's lost all my everything, all my trade setups, my trading stop, ATMs, everything's gone. Pain in the arse. Never mind. When you're at the dentist, who will be filling in for you? I bet you're going for gold. Oh, Howard, you're wasted. You need to be on the stage. Whoever it is, they need to know the drill. I'm having a checkup. I'm not having anything done, right? So he's going to go, yeah, same as last time. Off you go. It's 35 quid. Sorry, 35 quid per person times 4 for the whole family. Expensive going to the dentist. We only do it every 6 months. We're holding at the lows here. NASDAQ's holding well. So we've got propulsion gap about to go painted. Here we've got 1 minute left. You're going to have a propulsion painted there off the back of this propulsion gap. So bears fully in control at the moment, holding everything down. So we'll see if we can get continuation push. If we can get the 5 Rs on these two, that pays for that. Which would be nice. Using ORB on my personal account live, first 4-hour candle EU hit 3R on the sell position this morning. You have to message me that, Brian, what you're doing. I'd like to do some testing on that on FX. I haven't done any FX testing at all, but it'd be good to do some testing on it. Just message me exactly what you're doing and we can have a look. Dow is just taking the ORB short. On your 5 minute, you're triggered short just about. Yeah, you would have got into that. Well, assuming you're not slipped, but this is volatile today. There's a lot. Look at the candles. They are all over the place. Very, very volatile open today. Market is in the mood to move by the looks of things. So if you want to take continuations, assuming we're going to get stopped out on these, if we do, if you want to take continuations, I'll be looking at the Globex lows before the open as being the accumulation break. So potential pullback shorts on all of these. If you want to continue, obviously, trading after the opening range, if you need to. If you've made money, don't. I'm $500 up, about to stop out on these two. So in profit. So there you go. There's those two, the NASDAQ and the S&P. So that's paid for those two on the Dow. Those two in profit at the moment. If they run, obviously it's a good day, but if they don't run, which it looks like they're going to stop out, to be honest, we're just going to kind of go back to probably $1,000. So $300 down at the open, basically. Not over yet though, they're still going. While we're waiting for them to actually decide what they want to do, we'll have a quick look at the ADRs. Right, so another thing, just while I'm talking about stuff we were covering this morning and yesterday, I've never been able to trust the S&P. It just doesn't seem to pull big ORB. No, it doesn't. I'm trading it at the moment. There you go. So that's stopped out. That's stopped out. So it's stopped out on both of those pullbacks. So yeah, I was on $1,400. So I'm on $1,000. So about $300 loss at the open. But that was due to slippage. Unfortunately, if I hadn't had that slippage, we would have been pretty much break even across all three. But if you want to get back in, if we're going to go for those runs to the downside, obviously everything's been pushing really hard. If we're going to run to the downside, you want to be looking for price action telling you to go to short. So look for inside bars to break to the downside. Look for big long wicks, propulsion gap rejections. Anything that looks like it's going short, jump in. Seems very heavy. A lot of volatility. So I'm going to sneeze. So I've been working on the this document I've been talking about to help everybody that's coming into the live room and basically in general to position trading. So I've put this together. Still not finished yet, but basically what it is I'm calling it the Position Trading Strategy Handbook. It's basically a kind of guide to what I expect everybody to have done. I'm not saying that in like you will do this, but what I think you should do before you come in the live room. So if you land in the live room and you're like, what the hell's all this about? This document will take you through a path where the next time you come back to the live room, roughly 20 to 25 hours after doing this, you'll go, got this. I know exactly what he's talking about. I know how the EA works. I know how the indicators work. I understand position trading. I know why the hell I've been going wrong. And I know everything about everything. So everything makes sense. Yeah. So this is basically what I'm calling the learning path. So the idea is you go through this step by step, which will take you roughly 12 to 13 hours to complete everything and the bootcamp. So downloading that PDF about the 5 steps to becoming profitable, read that, takes 10 minutes. Go and watch the video about control, takes 10 minutes. Watch this video about system hopping, 8 minutes. Market structure, 3 minutes. Multi-time frame, 7 minutes. What a system is, 12 minutes. Reversal patterns, 5 minutes. Mean reversion versus trend, 30 minutes. ADR, 35 minutes. And then there's a video I put up, which is basically ripping apart trading courses and why they are all exactly the same, 25 minutes. This video basically gets everything that you've just watched, summarizes it and says, throw that lot away. You need to understand it. You need to know it all, but it doesn't make any sense because you're going to learn how to do it properly. Yeah. So this is all the stuff that's really important as far as I'm concerned. This is why none of that stuff is as important as what you're about to learn. Yeah. So it kind of, this resets you as a trader and gets rid of all that crap. Then the next part is spending 10 hours. So that's 2.5 hours, that bit. The next part is spending the next 10 hours doing all 5 days of the boot camp, which if you haven't watched all that stuff, a lot of this stuff is possibly going to go over your head and then you're going to get stuck. So you watch those videos, then you watch the boot camp. After that, you can come back into the live room. You can come to the live room whenever you want, obviously. But if you haven't done all of this lot and you ask a question in here, I'm going to say this is all in there. Go and watch all of this lot. Or I'm going to give you this document. Then everything about the indicators and the market reverse alerts EA. So go to the indicator pages. Watch all the videos on the indicators. This is going to take 5 to 10 hours. Go and read the manual about the EA. Watch the video for 2.5 hours about the EA. By the time you've done the boot camp, watched all those videos and watched the videos about the indicators and the EAs, there is not one question you can possibly ask me that is not covered in there. And if you do, it's because you've forgotten it. That's fine. People forget stuff. Happy to help. But if you haven't done this lot, I'm not interested. In the nicest possible way. This is kind of what I think is the missing link, why people are getting stuck. They're missing stuff. They're missing bits. If you follow this, there's nothing that you won't understand when I say it. And then the next part of this manual is going to be the main rules for position trading: sizing, spacing, exposure. Where are you going wrong? That's one of the reasons you're going wrong. Yeah. And then there's going to be about which strategy to trade. If you want to trade all of them, that's fine. But how to understand the strategies, which one is the best for you. So I'm going to do a little section on that. Using the market reverse alerts EA. There's 2 ways to use it. You can stick it on everything, or you can stick it on certain pairs and let it run on those, or you can just put it on manually when you get an alert. I'm going to explain the 3 ways of using it. So there's no questions about how do you use it? How should I use it? No right or wrong. I'm going to explain to you all the different ways. This document, I think, will cover everything. And I'm going to put an FAQ section in here. Why is my EA taking a trade when I didn't expect it? Because you've used the same magic number. Go back and watch the video on page 6, which explains about magic numbers. Yeah, an FAQ. So hopefully, basically, this document will cover everything. That's the plan. So half of it's done. So I'll put that out there when it's ready. Let's just have a quick look at where we are. So we're still in pullbacks. Propulsion gap is filled on the S&P and the Dow. Sellers have stepped back in. They're not stepping in quite so much on these indices. DAX is rallying, coming up to retest day's high. Look at that target. Didn't quite get that hit today. Dow is definitely looking like it wants to go short though. So big bear pattern going in there. That is an inside bar. You've got 1 minute 50 left on this candle, but so far we're inside bar. So if this candle closes here, anywhere inside of this previous candle, pending break. Take it whichever way the market wants to go, but good setup on the Dow, potentially. Wait for that candle to close. I've never been able to trust S&P yet. When you're releasing the new ORB, looks like it's working nicely. Yeah, when I get some time. I don't know yet. It looks like it's working nicely, doesn't it? But I want to verify that it's working nicely. Unfortunately, it's one of those things where you can only test it live when I'm in here, and I can only do it once a day. So I need to verify. But yeah, it does look like it's working nicely. I just want to verify things like this. No, nothing I can do about it, but I want to experience everything ideally a few times so I can see it working properly. The problem I've got at the moment is at the minute, it's not able to not make money, is it? What I need it to have is a bad day. I'm waiting for the market to whipsaw so that I have a negative day, because I want to see it retrade the inside bar breaks, and it's not doing it because it just doesn't stop making money. I know it sounds like fluffing your chest sort of thing, but it has literally made money every day for the last 4 days, and I can't break it, if you see what I mean. I need it to have a bad session where it goes 3K, 4K down, and I need to test it live that it does stop trading at 4.5 grand. It does take the inside bar breaks on all instruments when they appear, and I just needs to be thoroughly tested through the bad, not just the good. So until it's done that, I can't really stick it out there. David, our professor is unhappy with our test scores. We now have a handbook to take home and study. No, it's not for people like yourself, David. It's for the people that are trying to skip class and go and have a cigarette around the back of the bike sheds when they should be in English. That's who that's for. Detention. Great work, but ORB first, the 2 first. Yeah, I can do them both at the same time. I need this to go wrong. The trouble is, I'm monitoring the P&L, and if that doesn't go negative, and if I have to test this for 3 weeks because we make money every day, fine, that's what I'll do. I have to test it going wrong though, don't I? I can't just. It works in the strategy tester, but the previous version worked in the strategy tester, and then you saw what happened when I put it on the live charts. It went mental. It started going, yeah, I don't fancy taking that one. I was like, well, I need you to take that one because taking that one is the difference between making money and not making money. Steve, gold just paid the rent. That's probably moving quite fast. So I'm just conscious of time. I've got to go in literally 9 minutes. Nice move down on gold. So we've got a strong US dollar this afternoon. Saying that. Yeah, looks like it is. Yeah, so it's a fairly strong US dollar. So gold having a nice little drop at the moment. Off yesterday's high, look. So rejected yesterday's high in Asia. Everybody went short, came up, liquidated, short, liquidated. Looking good. Right, let's quickly cover the ADRs. Yeah, just waiting on the Aussie dollar to move down, really, at the moment on all of these. So just going to quickly whiz through these ADRs. Aussie dollar CAD, 5 minute. So we had, it's coming down nicely again. Hopefully Aussie New Zealand is as well. No. So Aussie New Zealand is still pushing. So Aussie CAD, lovely rejection on this as a short. This is a lovely ADR reversal today. Really, really stuck, this one. M5 reversal, you have had one in... don't know where you got it. It was probably in here somewhere. I think that was it, wasn't it? So you had one there. And obviously, because it's gone sideways, we've had a new reversal long. We've got a new reversal short going in, but it can't break that high. So ADR drop all the way down to there. Easily going to get a third of an ADR out of that. Aussie dollar Swiss. Hit to the upside. Reversal that's just gone in straight off the monthly level. So that's a nice looking one. 150 ADR on the Aussie dollar Swiss. Obviously, you would have had a reversal alert in here somewhere as well. So you would have taken that one. If you didn't take the hit, you took that one, obviously. So short there. Aussie dollar yen extended to the upside. Nice reversal alert on that one, sideways at the moment. Aussie dollar New Zealand, we know about that, still pushing. Scaled out of that, really causing problems, this thing. Just going to drag my pending up. Whoops. Underneath that 5 minute entry. In with an aggressive. Aussie US. That's already in. Short coming down nicely. I've got 2 on that from the H1 reversal. So first entry, second entry, scale out 1 ADR. There's the average exit down there. There's loads of exits. The news of this US dollar of Goldman Sachs potentially upgrading the US dollar, I think we'll probably get some decent strength off the US. So again, another reason you should be looking for shorts on the indices today. If the US is going to rally, the indices will probably drop. CAD Swiss. So that is an ADR. That's just reversed straight off of ADR. That was your entry there. Not quite sure why that hasn't painted. Real problems with this terminal. So there's your entry. Retest was on that candle there, but Good looking short entry on that one. Canadian dollar obviously will rally with the US, so we might find this one goes like that because the Swiss franc is fairly strong. The Canadian dollar is strengthening with the US, so you might find this one doesn't actually go anywhere today. Euro odd, that's obviously come straight off of 150 ADR. Beautiful reversal, really tight entry on that up there. Have one on already. I've got 2 on this actually, so there's the average all the way up there. This propulsion gap we would expect to get filled. We need that Australian dollar to weaken though. Same with the pound odd. This was the same as this morning. Already in this one. Just taking a second entry on it. On that. And US dollar Swiss. So that's just hit to the upside. Obviously with the US dollar rallying, this one might just go into an accumulation. We've got a fairly strong Swiss franc as well. So there's all those. There's lots of RSIs, but they're pretty much the same as they were this morning. So pound odd has extended a lot more actually on the hourly. So pound odd hourly RSI extension again. That was the initial entry, still in it. So these Australian dollars obviously just causing this continuation squeeze at the moment. Yeah, 3 days, 4 days time, we'll be looking at this going easy money. However, at the moment, doesn't feel like it. It's stuck. So waiting for that Aussie dollar to wane a little bit. So very nice extension there on the hourly. Euro odd also very, very, very extended to the downside. All starting to look like it's coming up. They did start to look like they were coming up this morning though. Remember, we were looking at these lovely wicks here saying, isn't this looking good? And if we get an inside bar, we should look for a break of the high. Since then, we've had nothing but downward movement. So didn't get any break on this. So very nice extension on the hourly. 4 hourly, obviously very extended. We're way below the 20. We're down to 13, pretty much 14 on that euro odd now. Showing as 18, sorry, 13.5, yeah. Massively extended that on the 4 hour. 15 isn't something you see very often. There's one up there, look. That was the equivalent of a 15, so that was a sort of an 85 extension on that rally. Then bang. Yeah. Waiting. Always waiting. I'm getting to the point with this 4 hour mean reversion at the moment where I'm thinking 70 is just too loose. We're getting a lot of strong pushes at the moment. SEC kicking off about crypto. I question the actual value of crypto tokens. Death of crypto. Yeah, massive extension there. So that's a good one. I've got to go. So unfortunately, I've got to go to the dentist today. So I will be back tomorrow morning at 7:50. There's a few other RSI extensions. Take a screenshot if you haven't got the RSI dashboard. If you have got the RSI dashboard, just go and have a look at those. You are probably in them all already though, or exposed and you can't get into them because you've already got the exposure on others. So all massively extended, but euro odd and the pound odd are the best of the bunch at the moment, in my opinion, because these are bullish. Euro should be bullish, pound should be bullish. Australian dollar, question mark. So we will see. Good luck. I'm only having a checkup, which is what everybody says when they go in, and then he turns around and goes, that's got to come out. So if I'm going like tomorrow, you know why? But I won't be because it's only a checkup. I haven't got any problems as far as I'm aware. Okay, so I've got to leave it there. Keep an eye on these indices. Long, lower high, lower low, potentially, as the Dow has already done. New low going in. Watch those for shorts. May or may not. If you get continuation on the US dollar strength, these look good. But if you've made money on the opening ranges, though, go and do something else. All right, I'll be back tomorrow morning, 7:50, same time for the Frankfurt session, and 2:20 for New York. I'll be working on all the other bits and pieces in between. So anything you need, let me know, Telegram. Otherwise, have a good afternoon. Hope it's profitable. I'll see you guys in the morning. Have a good one.